Hi there, my name's Gordon Pilcher and we're going to have a quick look at OTSAV DJ Pro Classic Plus. What we want to have a look at here is the playlist generator, right? Now, I have actually done a little build of one here. What I'll do is I'll show it to you in a text in Microsoft Word where I build it. Like, if I'm now, this is my suggestion. It's not something you would have to do, but it's merely a suggestion. But if you're building playlists, right, you really want to get yourself a hold of an editor so you can see right down through your entire hour of music. And that one there looks pretty good to me. And we'll test it. Here's the target. Well, let's just have a quick. We'll go back to that. It's a bit easier to look at. You've got your global options. You want to generate 1 hour of music, or in our case 1 hour of music videos. You set your target, the duration 1. The target length is 60 minutes. We're going to clean up any drift at the top of the hour. So this, the little asterisk equals the wildcard. So it will, at the top of every hour, it'll always go to o'clock. You know, not 1 minute past or 2 seconds past, because that's your minutes, that's your hours. That's a wildcard. It'll always correct, and it'll fix any drift. But in here, what we have, I'll just show you, this does actually work and generate for 1 hour. Okay, so it would be firing at 8 PM. It's actually 1 second short, but that is not an issue, because if it were an issue, OTS would correct, because it would have the next playlist ready to fire. And I don't think you'll notice 1 second. I'm going to put another hour behind it. Right, so the next song is right on 9 o'clock, and that hour finishes right on 10 o'clock. What's the time? I'm looking at 7:43. I'm just trying to. What I say about using text editors, and I have found this very, very handy over a number of years, because I think I first bought OTS in around 2001 or 2002, somewhere around, right back at the beginning of the 2000s. Why I like a text editor? Let's say I want to build a playlist, right? Which is pop or rocket for our first couple of tracks, right? Now, because I have a way I've set my music up, anything prior to 1964 is an oldie, so we want to exclude anything prior to 1964 at this stage. Then if I wanted something old, I could just add it in later by removing that or whatever. Okay. Now the first song. What I'm doing here. Now you can change this here to any configuration you like, provided between 1 and 64. 1 would mean that it would be equals to the previous song, so you'd be probably playing the same artist that just played in the previous track. And it'd probably get a bit boring after a while. You might as well just go and stick on a CD by whoever. So I would suggest it defaults to 20. You notice this here always defaults to 12. Let's just push the music out a little bit further, so we're not listening to the same song again for 24 hours. So we go 24. We'll go, what I want to do is we want to grab that entire iteration. We don't need any of this stuff up here because it's irrelevant to us what we're doing right now. Put this on a new line. Now I'm going to say to you, every time you do something, clear that and test it, because I have found myself, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. What was that? I actually want to replace that so I can see it start at the top. The first song was this guy here, but we also want to, we can show you something else here. Let's just say the first 3 songs we want to be pop, rock or oldies, rock or pop and not oldies, the first 3, so you can actually set the IQ. Have a look here. What has it in here, right? Looking for the query. You can take a lot of this stuff. Unfortunately, way back I could have done this. I made some foolish mistakes, and unfortunately, without going through my entire playlist and carrying out the correction on it, I have a couple of genres like classic rock, because of the spacing in them. They forced me to use quotation marks. Like hip hop's fine, it's got a hyphen, so it's actually there's no space in it. Where the quotation marks are forced is where there's actually a space between 2 words. So classic rock is actually 2 separate words. So but there is a way around that, and when I get to doing teaching on the studio, I'll probably show you on that. What do I want? I want this. We'll just look at that variable, right? And we're going to go 3 here, right? So we'll select that. And we're going to just check this again to make sure we do pull up 3 songs. And I'm almost 100% sure we will. Okay. We got 3 songs that were pop and rock. Now, we want to add a little bit more to our cool playlist. A bit of R&B, a bit of funk, a bit of a soul, just to be a little bit different. 24 hours again. I'm going to pull that there. Just make sure you pull that hash sign. Otherwise you'll end up with not an error, but you get a placemaker, because it's looking at that and saying, hang on, that's not a command. Select it all, test it. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I do know there are oldies in that category, the genres. So we go for the 24-hour business again. We'll pull that. And we'll go select all. Because what we want to do is build a playlist generator that can be operated at any time. Like this one here could be loaded at any time and it would fire at the top of every hour. And that'll become apparent when we get over into doing the scheduler. Okay. Right, that worked. Now our next that was. I'm going to do something I meant to do on the previous one here. We'll make that equals 2 and this one equals 2. And make sure you put the equal sign because otherwise it won't work. It'll come up as an error. Your schedule will crash. Now this should get us a fair way into an hour. Okay, we've got to 28 minutes. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal a command out of here. See, if you have a look at their commands, there's no quotation there because they have not made the same fatal mistake that I made a long time ago, which I'm going to have to go back and correct at some stage. There's just an awful lot of songs in there which I need to pull up and fix and probably rewrite some of my own personal shit. Oh, I don't want that. This is an 80s. Now, because it's I've had good things and bad things by leaving that in there. When I've left it set, sometimes in the middle of a playlist, it has caused a placeholder to come up, not a track. What we're looking at for here is we only need that very bottom line. We need no more of it. We got 24 minutes we want to fill up, haven't we? What else can I put in there? We'll just do this because I want to show you something here. Now you can have as many different playlists as you choose. Is just that each one of them would be allocated to go fire at a different time. So depending on the time of the day, how your mood is, you could have one that plays predominantly R&B, all that sort of stuff. Okay, that's our 70s and rock, see that? Also happened to be a pop song as well, noticed. It's got pop there, so it's a multiple genre, multiple category song. So what are we up to? 36 minutes. Okay, we want because for the exercise we're doing here, we'll go for 3 songs doing that. Basically, I'm trying to build out to this hour, so I can show a little bit more information about how to use the options and plonking them at the very end. Okay. We want the options command again. And just for a general song, what we're going to do here, what you do is you're more looking for a general song. You're looking for stuff you don't want. So I don't want a double. I don't want a jazz. I don't want an oldies. I probably don't want a 50s. I'm going to leave that in there. I can take it out if it does cause a glitch. A placeholder. install. Right, here we go. See, it didn't cause a glitch because it was near the back end of the thing. So we're only up to 46 minutes on it, so we need a couple of more songs in here. There is a way to do a multiple songs on an optional, but I had somebody suggest to me one time it's not such a good idea, so I've tended to avoid doing that. So that just gave us the second option. Right, we've hit our hour. We're a second shy of our hour, but that's not too bad. Now, I wonder what would happen if we did this. I wanted to close the hour out with a new wave of synth pop. 24. And if I wanted to make sure that was what I closed my hour on, one of these, I'd add that to the very end here. Okay, it did it. Okay. So it would have dropped some of those optional songs out doing that. It's okay, it's not a big deal. So that's basically how you would build your playlist. And what you would do is you'd save it, give it a name, and you'd save it. Oh, well, I'm not saving it because I've got a heap of them in there. I don't need to add a heap more. But yeah, that's pretty simple. Okay. I'll leave you with that, and that shouldn't be too boring. But this, what we just did, will work in OTS AV and OTS DJ, the video version, right? Which is this one here. And to prove it is the video version, we'll go. I won't bore somebody with something that's not. I'll pop it straight in there and play it. Now, if you only got the audio version, you don't get the video. But you can, in saying this, you can also have just audio in here, because there is a command you can put on the audio on the line here that goes, do not play video. And I'm trying to think how it goes. If somebody can, you can leave it in the comments below. What that can, I think it's exclamation V period dot. It would be something like that, I would imagine. So in theory, I should. I don't know where it would be found. I have seen it and I've read it. I suppose I could always just try it here on one, which would actually, well, it wouldn't, because I don't have, you don't want that. I do not have a CD in here. And basically what you do is you'd write your playlist with It works just like this, right? If I want to know what's not dance, what it is that. So it would effectively be a command like that. You'd have to play around with it. If you do know what it is, feel free to leave it in the comments. Okay, ta. I'll let you go now. I'll get back to you when the next video will be on scheduling, and then we'll get one up and going where we look at doing the studio and how to perhaps rip a DVD and how to locate the file names for it. A DVD doesn't have a CCDB like a CD does, so you have to do a lot more work, manual work with it. Okay.